All right, welcome back. So, what if I told you that the single greatest tool for building wealth isn't in your bank account, but it's right here in your own mind? Today, we're going to unpack a completely different way of looking at money, a way that says your thoughts are actually the most valuable currency you will ever own. Let's dive in. So, let's start with this bombshell of an idea. This quote right here, it's really the core of what we're talking about. It challenges that deep down belief that your current financial situation is just the way things are. But what if it's not? What if it's just a reflection, a shadow of your past thinking, an illusion that you can actually rewrite? So, where does this illusion come from? To really get it, we need to uncover what's holding most of us back. It's something we can call the wealth illusion, and it gets right to the heart of why so many people feel like they're just spinning their wheels financially, no matter how hard they work. Now, get ready for this number because it's a big one. Some research suggests that a staggering 95% of people, get this, subconsciously reject wealth. Isn't that wild? It's like there's some invisible force field pushing money away, even when we consciously think we want more of it. So what's going on here? Well, the real obstacle isn't your job or the economy or anything out there. Nope, it's all happening in here. We grow up absorbing these limiting beliefs, right? Stuff like, money is hard to come by, or I'm just not one of those wealthy people. And these ideas, they create a kind of mental thermostat. If your thermostat is set to just getting by, your brain will actually work to keep you right there because that's what feels normal. Okay, so if the problem is internal, that means the solution has to be internal too. And this is where things get really exciting because it means the power is in our hands. This brings us to a huge paradigm shift, uncovering the real currency that actually shapes our lives. So look at this. On one side, we have what we think of as money. Paper, digits on a screen. It's external, right? Something we have to go out and chase. But on the other side, that's the real currency. Our thoughts and our feelings. You know, biologists like Bruce Lipton have pointed out that thoughts aren't just fluffy ideas. They are literal units of energy. Your mind is an energetic powerhouse, and where you choose to direct that energy, that's what determines the reality you're going to get. And this idea right here, this quote from the wife of mystic Neville Goddard, this is the key to the whole thing. It reframes everything. You must stop spending your thoughts. Everything in life must be an investment. Just think about that. Every single moment, we are either just wasting our mental energy or we are investing it for a future return. So let's break that down. Spending your thoughts is when you let your mind spiral into worry, doubt, and fear. It's literally like taking your mental cash and just setting it on fire. There's no return on investment. But investing your thoughts, that's a conscious choice. That's when you deliberately focus your mind on how it would feel to already have your goal. You're planting a seed that is absolutely expected to grow. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds great, but how do I actually do it? That is the perfect question. This next section is all about the practical application, the concrete steps to shift from being a mental spender to becoming a really savvy mental investor. Based on Neville Goddard's work, it really boils down to 3 core practices. First, you have to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Don't just visualize a pile of money, really feel the security, the relief, the joy it would bring you. Second, you live as if. You start to embody the identity of the person who already has what you want in your daily thoughts and decisions. And third, and this one can be tough, you have to detach from the outcome. You release the need to control the how and the when, and you just trust the process. Now, for anyone thinking this is just some wishful thinking, let's look at a powerful real-world story. This is the story of a man named Jimmy Fuller, and he is living proof that these principles can work no matter what your external circumstances look like. So let's set the stage for Jimmy. He was starting from rock bottom. He was deeply convinced that because he was a black man in America, the whole world was rigged against him. And on top of that heavy mental burden, he had exactly $54 to his name. That was it. And here's where the story takes a turn. What does he do with his last 54 bucks? He makes a true investment. He doesn't buy food or pay a bill. He uses it to attend Neville's lectures. And for the next 3 years, this was not an overnight thing. He did the work. He dedicated himself to dismantling that core assumption that he was a secondary citizen. And the return on that mental investment, after 3 years of that dedicated inner work, Jimmy Fuller netted $250,000 in profit in a single year. Let that sink in for a second.
He started with basically nothing but the currency of his own mind.
But honestly, the money isn't even the most incredible part of his story. It's this quote from him afterwards. He said, "I am so proud to be born a Negro." He didn't just get rich. He completely transformed his biggest perceived limitation into his greatest source of pride and strength. He rewired his entire identity from the inside out. So let's bring this all together and back to you. Jimmy's story is incredible because it shows what's possible for every single one of us. This final idea is all about taking what he did and applying it to your own life, starting right now. It all comes down to this. Start thinking of your mind as an energy checkbook. Every single thought you allow yourself to entertain is a transaction. You're either spending that energy on fear and doubt, or you're investing it in the future you actually want to create. It's time to become energetically frugal. And that leaves us with one final powerful question. It's a question that can reframe your entire day, every day. You have this energy checkbook in your hand right now. So what will you invest in today? What thoughts, what feelings, what states of being are you going to fund? Because the portfolio of your future life, it literally depends on it.